Hi guys, so yes, I'm back with my WrestleMania 41 Night 2 recap. So last night we had the second night of WrestleMania 41 in Las Vegas in the Allegiant Stadium. So just like the previous day, I'm going to give my overall thoughts and recap on the card for Night 2. Lot to talk about, quite a few positives, quite a few negatives, especially when it comes to the main event, but I'll get there. So yes, let's get started. So to kick off Night 2, we had the triple threat match for the Women's World Championship. Io Sky defending her belt, going up against Rhea Ripley and Bianca Belair. And for 14.5 minutes, this was great. Fantastic triple threat between these three. I loved every second of it. These three have such good chemistry. I loved the video package and the build-up. And the fans were fully behind Io. Rhea was getting pops too. Bianca was more getting booed. But the three of them worked so well together. There was so many great multi-woman spots. All three of them got a hit in the finishes. There was some very close folds of riptides, KODs. I've forgotten what Io Sky's finisher is, isn't it? Is it a moonsault or a frog splash? One of the two. I think it's a frog splash, isn't it, or a moonsault? One of the two, yeah. After a really hard fought back and forth triple threat match, Bianca Belair and Rhea Ripley, I think one of them hits one of their finishers on each other. It looks like they're going for the cover, but then Io Sky, boom, out of nowhere, splash. Thinks she pins Bianca. 1, 2, 3. Io Sky retains to a big pop. Right decision. I think Io deserved to retain here. She's been the workhorse. I know Bianca and Rhea can take this. They're still the two top women in the company, but Io needed this a bit more. She only had the belt for just over a month. So, and the whole story behind this is that Rhea and Bianca weren't taking her seriously. So now they will take her seriously. And a great match. Io can deliver it, and I hope she has a long title reign up. I think she's just won it, but hopefully this is her first proper pay-per-view defence. She can have it for a few more defences, and we'll see. Maybe they're going to tease something with Bianca and Rhea, but very great match. Definitely definitely the best match of night 1. My only nitpick is I think it could have gone a little bit longer. Anyway, it only went 14.5 minutes. This could have gone. I think these three deserve the 20-minute slot, to be honest, but it still was a great fast-paced triple threat match to kick off the night, and definitely match of the night for night 1 when looking at the rest of the card. Yeah, I'd say so, yeah. Then we got Drew McIntyre and Damian Priest in a Sin City street fight. This delivered. Both guys got great entrances. Damian Priest got like a guitar entrance with fire. That was fantastic. So many great spots. It's a street fight. It's going to be brutal. There was steel stairs. There was tables. There were steel chairs. Steel steps. I said that, didn't I? These guys just beat the crap out of each other for 13 minutes, as we would expect they would. Drew even took a selfie halfway through the match with his phone and gave it back to one of his fans. I actually that was funny, which is on Instagram right now. Just with Damian Priest's back's turned. That was funny. The ending of the match was great. I think there was 2 tables set up outside, and Drew, I think, he pushed Damian through them, went flying through both of them. Ooh, damn! He got Priest back on the ring. He lodged his head next to a steel chair in the corner. Boom! Claymore off his head on this chair. Damn! 1, 2, 3. Drew McIntyre wins. Great match. Absolutely brutal. And the right person won. Nothing against Damian Priest. Love him, but yeah, Drew needed this win a lot more. Especially when Damian Priest has his number. That's the whole there's the whole story going into this. Damian Priest has Drew's number, it cost him several times. So yeah, Drew needed to get some payback, and he's been on a bit of a losing streak lately, Drew. And I think he definitely needed this win. So yeah, great match. Then we got a fatal 4-way for the Intercontinental Championship. Yes, we got Bron Breakker defending his belt going against Finn Balor, Penta, and Dominic Mysterio. And for 10.5 minutes, this was a really fun fatal 4-way match. So fast-paced between these 4 guys. It was fantastic, man. These 4 all bring it. You got Bron Breakker's power and speed and strength. You got Penta's quickness, all the flippy moves he can do, and you got Finn Balor, one of the best workers in the company, and you got Dominic Mysterio, who can still do all of his stuff as well, like very like lucha style, and of course very heavily influenced off Eddie Guerrero too. That's like Dominic's whole thing, isn't it? And the crowd were fully behind Dominic, man. He was getting cheered. So many big cheers. It was really weird to hear Dominic getting cheered, man. Every show the last several years, he gets booed out of the building, but for this one, everyone was behind him going, Dirty Dom, Dominic Mysterio, and all that. So, and the ending of the match was great. They teased tension between him and Finn. How did it end again? How did it end again? That's the part. I can't think how the matches ended. Yeah, I think Finn had it won with a coup de grace. He was about to hit a coup de grace on Bron Breakker, but Dominic pushes him off, hits a frog splash on, I think it was Bron Breakker. 1, 2, 3. The crowd goes crazy, and Dominic Mysterio wins his first singles title in the company. Wins the IC Championship. Great. I mean, me and Callum and Olivia predicted it. I think and Sab as well, did he? Yeah, I think. Yeah, Finn Balor was like, he couldn't believe it. So there's definitely going to be some tension now between Finn and Dominic Mysterio. But I'm really happy for Dom. You know, he's been one of the best heels in the company for years. You know, with the Judgment Day, his thing with Rhea Ripley the last few years. So he's this man. And to get his first singles title, I'm sure Rey Mysterio is very proud of him. I'm sure backstage they had quite a nice father-son moment. So yeah, the crowd are going crazy for him. And I'm very excited to see what a Dominic Mysterio IC title reign is going to look like. Hopefully he has a few defenses. Hopefully he just doesn't drop it at Backlash, but we'll see. Then we got Randy Orton's Open Challenge. I mean, we're all predicting who's it going to be. Is it going to be Nick Aldis? Is it going to be a returning Rusev? A returning Aleister Black? Who's it going to be? Ooh. And he comes out, say his name, and he appears. I believe in Joe Hendry. Joe fucking Hendry. I couldn't believe it, man. I went literally, I'm so happy, made up, man. Joe Hendry, man, making his WrestleMania debut, of course. Yeah, he's wrestled in NXT last year. He's been killing it in TNA and the Indies for years and years. So it's great. And of course, he's at the Rumble as well. So it's great to see him make his WrestleMania debut. Of course, TNA World Champion at the minute. And yeah, him and Randy but the only problem was him and Randy only had a 3-minute match. 3 minutes. The match was not long. I think Hendry hit a few moves. It wasn't like a squash or anything. He hit a few moves, but then he got all cocky. He did his whole wave your hands, looking at the crowd, and he did that. But as he did that, Randy, I hit him with the big RKO out of nowhere. 1, 2, 3, and I was like, I mean, really? I mean, it's great seeing Joe Hendry at WrestleMania. Don't get me wrong, great. I'm so happy for him, but to get beaten 3 minutes, I know it's Randy Orton. The guy's an absolute legend, but this could have gone a bit longer. You could have had Joe Hendry hit a few more moves. This could have gone 10 minutes. He's the TNA World Champion. He's not some jobber. Oh. And then he raised his hands afterwards, and then Randy hits him with another RKO. I'm like, whatever. So that was that. Then we got Logan Paul and AJ Styles in a very solid 17.5-minute match. We knew these two were going to bring it. Obviously, AJ Styles is a very safe worker. You know, a legend, a veteran, so we knew he's in good hands with Logan. We knew Logan was in good hands, but yeah, Logan's proved how good of a wrestler he is these last few years anyway. So, Logan kind of dominates a lot of the match, actually, though, because I think they're telling, like, AJ Styles was a bit tired, a bit knackered, and Logan Paul's, like, getting all cocky, but then AJ Styles gets back into it with some certain moves. There was a really cool spot towards the end where Logan Paul hits a Styles clash, but then AJ Styles reverses it and hits his own Styles clash. Bing, 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 bang, boom. That was great. I think there's a point where it looks like AJ Styles is about to have it won, but then Logan Paul's manager comes out, Jeff, but then Karrion Kross is like, no. Where did he come from? And he gives the brass knucks to AJ. He's like, you know what to do, AJ. You know what to do. Okay. AJ goes, no, and he whacks Karrion Kross, gets back in the ring. But then Logan Paul gets back, thanks to that distraction with Kross and Logan's agent, Logan gets back the initiative, hits a pulverizer, 1, 2, 3. Yeah, solid enough. Bit of a strange finish there with Karrion Kross. And I know they've been teasing stuff with Karrion Kross and AJ on a few segments on Raw and SmackDown, but yes, it doesn't sit right with me seeing Logan Paul beat AJ Styles more or less clean. I know there was the Karrion Kross distraction, but I know it's good for business. He's making Logan Paul look good. I'm sure AJ Styles fully understands that now. He's given back the business and putting over the big future star in Logan Paul. But I don't know. Maybe there'll be a rematch at Backlash, or maybe Kross and AJ are going to go into a feud now. I don't know. But yeah, it was a solid enough match. Yeah. Then we got the women's tag team title match. Yes, we got Liv Morgan and Raquel Rodriguez defending their titles, going up against Lyra Valkyria and who was meant to be her partner, Bayley. But Bayley, I think, legit got injured, so they kayfabe injured her out of the show. So who's Lyra's partner going to be? Oh, Becky Lynch. Oh, okay. I mean, I did see some predictions saying Becky Lynch was going to be her surprise partner, and yeah, they were right. Yeah. Can't complain. I'm happy to see Becky Lynch back. You know, she's not been around since King and Queen of the Ring in Saudi. She's taken quite a bit of time off, so it's good to see her back. Of course, she's got a bone to pick with Liv, because Liv's the one who beat her for that women's heavyweight championship, wasn't it? When she won it. Well, obviously when Rhea got injured after last year's WrestleMania. So I thought it was a fun 8.5-minute match. I wasn't really that bothered, to be honest, because the women's tag team championships, I don't care. Even though Becky was back, it was good to see Becky back. And yeah, you don't remember much about this match apart from the finish. Becky Lynch pins Liv Morgan. I think, did she hit a manhandle slam? I think 1, 2, 3, and Becky Lynch and Lyra Valkyrie are the new tag team champions. I mean, sure. I feel a bit bad for Liv and Raquel. They only won the belts, just over a month ago? And that was it more than a month ago? I can't remember. But yeah, sure, I guess. It's the women's tag team belts on Zed. I don't care. But Lyra Valkyria now has 2 belts. She's the women's IC champion and the tag team champion. So what are they going to do with that? Lyra 2 belts. Becky's been gone for like 9 months and she comes back and gets a belt straight away. I'm like, okay. People are saying Becky Hogan's back. Whatever, man. I don't really care, but it's, like I said, it's good to see Becky back. Yeah, and Lyra Valkyria has 2 belts. Yeah, is she going to defend that IC championship at some point? Same with Chelsea Green. We could have had a Chelsea Green defense on this card as well. Whatever. Then the main event. Oh boy, got quite a bit to say here. Yes, Cody Rhodes defending his undisputed championship against John Cena. Quite a lot to say here. Definitely regarding the finish, but I'll get there. Whew. So John Cena just comes out completely black minimalistic entrance, like just obviously no as a heel, just walk straight to the ring. I was like, okay, fair enough. With the last time is now towel. Cody Rhodes had a cool entrance as he always does with like these bikers, and then he had like an Iron Man skeleton mask that was cool. Yeah, and then the match gets started, and Cody Rhodes like dominates it the first few minutes. I think selling like John Cena's a bit, obviously he's got a lot of ring rust, and this is his first proper pay-per-view singles match in quite a while. You know, he's not had to lose. They were saying like how John Cena's last pay-per-view win was like, what, 7 years ago on a singles pay-per-view win. So like, this is John Cena well past his prime, despite the fact now he's turned heel and all that. But then he starts to get back into it using like heel tactics, and he starts like, honestly, for like 10 minutes, John Cena like dominates the match after that, Cody's initial good start, and it was all John Cena. Like it's a very slow, methodical pace as he's a heel now. And we knew this wasn't going to be like a 5-star back and forth, fast-paced classic, because, you know, John Cena's in his late 40s. He never ever really had fast-paced matches, even when he was in his prime. So we knew that going into it. And now he's a heel, it's going to be even slower. But and then John Cena, I think, hits an AA quite early on. Cody kicks out. Then John Cena gets Cody up he hits the top rope, AA, boom, Cody kicks out. I'm like, oh, okay, that's not many people kick out of that, apart from maybe Roman, so that was quite cool to see. Then Cody gets back into it, but there was a ref bump, so the ref's down. Cody hits a crossroads, but the ref's down, so the crowd start counting. So I didn't like that. So they're selling that one crossroads would have beat John Cena. Really? John Cena? They said Cody hits one crossroads, and he's like, oh, he had the match won. I'm like, one crossroads was going to beat John Cena. Come on, he could have hit 1 or 2 first. Cena kicks out, and then maybe that's the third one's where the ref bump happens, but whatever. How many crossroads did Roman kick out of last year's WrestleMania? It was at least 2 or 3, wasn't it? So, whatever. Then I think John Cena gets back into it. I think he hits another AA. Cody kicks out when the ref's back in the ring. I think, what was the ref out? No, the ref's still out the ring, isn't he? Something like that happened. But then Travis Scott music hits. We get Fiend. And Travis Scott comes out. And I was like, okay, well, that surely must mean The Rock close behind. You know, Travis Scott's coming out. So he walks down to the ring, and John Cena's like, yeah. Then I think Cody Rhodes hits another crossroads, and John Cena, 1, 2, but then Travis Scott pulls the ref out, so Travis Scott just saved Roman's bait, John Cena's bacon. I guess I'm not happy about that either. You're telling me 2 crossroads would have beat John Cena? Come on. How many crossroads does it usually take him to win a match? There's usually a few crossroads kickouts before he hits the big final 3 in a match. But you're telling me 1 crossroads or 2 crossroads would have been enough to beat John Cena. That's what the story they were telling me. I didn't like that. There's more I didn't like when I get to the ending now. So then Cody's pissed, and Travis Scott, him have like a face-to-face, and then he crossroads Travis Scott. Like, yeah, nice one, Cody. But then, because of that distraction, John Cena's in the corner with the belt. He's about to go and hit Cody, but then Cody grabs the belt, and they both like having a tug-of-war over it, and Cody grabs it, and John Cena's like, no. He starts playing possum. Please don't. And Cody's like, what do I do? What do I do? And John Cena's like, do it, embrace your dark side. And like kind of Bray Wyatt and John Cena from Mania 30. Like, do it. And then Cody says, it's like, I can't. And then John Cena just low blows him. Kicks him in the nuts, low blow, and yeah, he's like looking like that, and then he whacks Cody with the belt, throws it out the ring. The ref gets back in. 1, 2, 3, and John Cena defeats Cody Rhodes to become a 17-time world champion, a new record in his final WrestleMania. Wow. So yeah, I've got a few things to say about this. I think as do a lot of the fans. I think a lot of fans are saying, what was that finish? And I agree. Where was The Rock, firstly? Completely absent. Like, I'm baffled. Where was he? Did Triple H say, we don't need you just yet? Was he filming something? Was he away? Could he not make WrestleMania? Was his flight delayed? Where was The Rock? That's just so baffling. He was such a huge part of John Cena turning heel at Elimination Chamber. Travis Scott was there. So where was The Rock? And secondly, a belt shot beats Cody. A low blow and a belt shot is enough to beat Cody. This is the same guy who kicked out of like 3 spears at last year's WrestleMania. A belt shot and a low blow beat him? What? And the match only went 21 minutes, which for a WrestleMania main event's a little bit short. And I get, obviously, John Cena's in his late 40s. They probably weren't going to have like a 35, 40-minute match, were they? But I guess we've just been spoilt with Roman and Cody the last 2 WrestleManias where they've gone like 30 plus minutes. So, but on the plus, I'm trying to see the positives here. They even said on the post show panel, it was never going to be a 5-star WrestleMania match. It's a match that's not going to go down the annals of WrestleMania main event greats. But John Cena did what it took to win that 17th world title with a low blow and the belt shot. And the key moment was the fact that Cody Rhodes refused to. Cody Rhodes could have won it. John Cena was like, hit me, but he couldn't do it. It was kind of like, the Dark Knight where Batman's trying to run over the Joker, and Joker's like, I want you to do it, and Batman can't do it. So this was kind of similar, like the fact that Cody wouldn't tap into the dark side and beat Cena here. So I think that's going to play a big role in the future of this feud as we head into the rest of the year. But yeah, the crowd popped, man. When John Cena won the match, the crowd did pop. Big pop, It's like I said, 17 world title. He's beaten Ric Flair now. It's a new record in his final WrestleMania. John Cena finally gets that singles win, 2 on a pay-per-view, first one in donkey's years. And I can see the positives here because, yeah, Cody's had the belt for a year. He was going to drop it. And what's going to happen now is very interesting. Where are they going to go with this now? Is John Cena's first defense going to be at Backlash? Randy, CM Punk feud at some point? We've got to see that. I think we're going to see some very exciting challenges for John Cena now as a heel champion. I think Cody will definitely get his rematch. When, I don't know. Maybe he's going to take some time off, but I think Cody will definitely get a rematch at John, maybe at SummerSlam. And maybe that's when Cody turns heel and finally beats John Cena. He taps into the dark side because that's where that's what they teased here. So yeah, but what was disappointing, I think what's pissing people off is no Rock and Cody gets beat with a belt shot. That's what I think people are pissed off with. The Rock had turned up, and if more people had turned up to help Cody, we got like a similar finish to last year's WrestleMania, and then maybe like several AAs is how John Cena wins. Fair enough, but I guess he was never going to win pretty. He was never going to win clean because this is dirty heel John Cena, by any means necessary John Cena. So yeah. So that's how we ended WrestleMania 41 with John Cena holding his 17th world title. So on the whole, I do think night 1 was probably the stronger night. I think aside from, I think mostly everything on night 2 was solid to good. I mean, the women's triple threat was the best by far. Joe Hendry getting beat in 3 minutes wasn't great. Everything else was good. Drew McIntyre, Priest, women's tag team match I didn't really care about, and then Cena and Cody had a solid 18-minute match, and then the finish was just and then no Rock, like I said. Where was the Rock? I hope they explain that at some point. But I'm very much looking forward to seeing what John Cena's promo is going to be tonight on Raw. With that title, is Cody going to come out? Is the Rock going to say anything? Is he going to come back? I don't know, guys. But anyway, so So WrestleMania 41, what did you guys think of it? On the whole, both nights, I think it was a solid WrestleMania. Definitely a few nitpicks and negatives here and there, but on the whole, there's definitely more good than bad. Was it as good as Mania 40 or 39? No. I think 39 and 40 are going to go down as two of the best WrestleManias of all time, so they were tough WrestleManias to follow, but I still think this was a very solid WrestleMania. Definitely, I'd say top 15, top 20, definitely. But yeah, obviously nowhere near as good as last year or 39, but still a solid enough WrestleMania. And I'm very much looking forward to seeing, like I said, lots of title changes on both nights, well, mostly for the first night, and of course the last night. But I'm looking forward to seeing where this is going to lead now, heading into WrestleMania Backlash in May. Of course, we've got a few Raws and SmackDowns to see what all the fallout's going to be. So yeah, guys, what did you guys think? Comment below, let me know. Of course, Cena winning that 17th world title by any means necessary. What did you guys think? And where the hell was The Rock? Comment below, let me know, guys. So speak to you all soon. Bye.